the question is, with your piece of legislation about banning women from using...
100% yes.
My question to you is...
And it doesn't go far enough. I'll be filing more bills.
You have said that it was created in response to Congresswoman-elect McBride.
100%.
But should legislation be created targeted at one specific person?
It doesn't mention anyone in the legislation, but
you've said it was aimed at her.
No, I have said it's a result of this. I'm not going to allow biological men into women's private spaces. I will stand in the brink and stand in the way of anyone on the radical left who thinks that it's okay for a penis to be in a women's locker room or a bathroom or a changing room. Hell no. I'm not going to stand for it. And the Speaker said it would be in the House rules package. If it's not, I'll be ready with a motion, a privileged motion to force a vote on this. This is not okay. I'm a survivor of rape. I'm a survivor of sexual abuse. And I'm not going to allow any man in any female private spaces.
Now, Speaker,
end of story. And by the way, I'm getting death threats from men pretending to be women. Why is it that these crazy people, the insanity, the radical left, are willing to kill women over a man's right to be in a women's restroom?
Speaker Johnson has said he wants to treat every new member with the words dignity and respect. Forcing this congressperson to go into a male restroom, is that dignity and respect?
Forcing women to share private spaces with men is not dignity and not respect. And I'm absolutely going to stand in the way of anyone who thinks it's okay for a man to be in our locker room, in our changing rooms, in our dressing rooms, in women's bathrooms. And in fact, if you agree with that, you're crazy, because that's not okay. It's not okay.
Congresswoman,
Thank you, Congressman. We're going to peel away from this conversation, Kira. So a little bit of the context of what we were just talking about, and I'm going to have my cameraman step out of the active driveway here, was that Nancy Mace put forward this piece of legislation. It was aimed, she said, although the name is not in the legislation, at a new member of Congress, Sarah McBride of Delaware, who is a transgender woman. She has said that the legislation would prevent women from using male restrooms and vice versa in the United States Capitol. Speaker Johnson has said, he made a statement earlier today where he said he believes, a quote, man is a man and woman is a woman, but he also called for, as you heard me ask the congressman about, dignity and respect for new members of Congress, and that would include this new member of Congress, Sarah McBride from Delaware, who is a transgender woman. All of that to say, this is now an issue that Congress is forced to grapple with here, and one that they've never been forced to grapple with before, because Sarah McBride is the first trans person elected to the United States House of Representatives, and it's very much unclear at this hour what Mike Johnson plans to do, although Nancy Mace is under the impression that her resolution or something of the like will now go into the new House of Representatives rules package, which would theoretically be voted on and approved by the next Congress come January.
The way these people label these topics. Did you notice the language of the reporter? He constantly said that Sarah McBride, I think his name is Timmy, but we will see that later, that he is actually a transgender woman. So he is enforcing the idea that that guy is actually a woman. So Tim is actually Sarah, and we have to oblige that thought, that notion, or else we are doing something wrong. That is the notion that leftists have nowadays. And they use the words dignity and respect. They use those words, but they don't know what it means. You don't dignify or respect a person when you lie to that person, or when you continue the lie that someone is actually a woman while he is actually a man. It is not respectful to knowingly lie to a person that while he is a man, you help his thought, his current mental illness, by saying that he is a woman. That is wrong. That is not helpful. Why do people think that that is a good thing to do? Do we actually think the same way about other issues, like when you think that you should become blind, let's help the person to become blind? Nope. Or when someone says that he should cut off his hand because he should live as an amputee, is that what we should do? Of course not. But that is the notion that we are being forced upon nowadays, that we should sacrifice real females from people that have mental illnesses. And it doesn't mean that we should beat them up or disrespect them or be bad against them. No, we should always treat them with respect and dignity, because they are made and created by God in God's image. And we should love people. But loving people isn't enforcing a certain belief that they have that is actually wrong. And what is wrong is that a man cannot be a woman. It is not hateful. It is hateful to say, yes, you are a woman. That is hateful. But the people that claim to be loving, they are actually the hateful ones, because they force us, but also that person, to accept their mental illness and, you know, feel like they are a strong human being. They are courageous. You're like, oh, you're such a courageous human being, because you believe the mental illness that you have. So you believe that you're actually a female while you are a man. And again, it is not loving to accept that notion, to spread that notion in the person. It is actually hateful, because you're destroying a person. What is actually loving is that you tell them, no, you are not a woman, you're a man. And we want to help you in your mental illness. You're not worse than me, I'm not better than you, but there is something wrong in your thought, in maybe also in your feelings, and not your body, but you like your feelings, what you think about your body or what you feel about your body. And we can change that. But what we see nowadays is that so many people can earn a lot of money from this, and what they are doing is that they enforce that idea and they want that person to destroy him or herself. And that is actually hateful, and we have no other option to stand against that notion, to stand against that idea, because we actually love people and we want the best for them. And chopping off your body parts or allowing that thought that you have that you're actually something else that is running rampant through your brain, to your mind, to your body, we should help that person overcome that. That is actually love and not hate. But it is like we live in idiocracy, like the movie in 2006. Everything is reversed. Actually, loving a person is being labeled as hateful, while actually hating that person, destroying that person, is called love and being tolerant. It's like the reverse. It's insanity that is openly spread nowadays, and we have no other option than to oppose that.